something risky happened. There. Just to be mindful. Is that my Ethernet cable is connected over there. So if I move stuff, we could lose the connection for a microsecond, which I think just happened there. Really annoying that that happened. Oh well. Pretty annoying though that that happened. We are back. Whew. Hello, hello, welcome in everyone, welcome in, welcome in. Hello. Medium rare tofu. Welcome back everyone, welcome back. Apologies for the reset of the stream. Really sucks that that happened. I'm just putting in my password. Hopefully it'll connect now. Not really a circuit breaker, no, but unfortunately I only have two ports here, two cables, and so I have to use a giant extender for one end and the other, and so the Ethernet cable is connected at one plug, not far. So it's very, very unfortunate, and it restarted my whole stream, which is so annoying. I hate when that does that. It affects so many things. But we've basically restarted the whole stream. I hate when that happens. We didn't save the connection. Damn. I did get a haircut. I chopped off all my hair. It's all gone. Look, it is what it is. It is what it is. We will continue through the stream, but it's just misleading because it says I've been only live for 4 minutes. So that means I have to stream for 7 hours, you know, because I usually try to promise myself that Saturday streams, I make a longer stream. So if that's the case, I have to stream for 7 more hours, chat. Are we ready? Are we ready? The machines did take over. They did indeed. And let's have a look here. Alright, so we have our Wi-Fi. Then it says...
Good news, everyone!
Good news, everyone. The next thing it wants me to do is scan. Use the Creality app. Oh, I need to go into the Creality app. Okay. It sent me to a website on LED light bulbs. I think that was a mistake. I've never seen that before. Okay, so we're downloading their app. 24-hour stream, why not? Well, I wasn't planning on a 24-hour stream, but something that I've been thinking about, and I mentioned it to my mods, is that when we reach 15k, it would be a great idea to celebrate that with maybe a 15-hour stream. And I did watch a few people play Kerbal Space Program. I am very tempted to replay Kerbal Space Program. Retry it. I think Artemis got everyone excited and it's been downloaded a good bit now. I could be wrong about that. Hi Silver, by the way. Oh, downloaded? Your phone is about to shut down. Dead. Okay. Panic. I'm gonna have to charge my phone because it's about to die. Oh, wait. Okay. Have our phone here. Yes, a lot of my devices are dying today. Well, to be fair, I just didn't charge my phone last night. I was being very lazy last night, so that's why that's not charged. Okay. Easier slice from try now. Cool. And then we're gonna scan this. Use the Creality Cloud app to scan this QR code. Okay, try that again. I'm gonna be stopped by apps. I'm literally not figuring this out because of apps. How does one scan in the app? I can figure this out! Oh! There's a camera button. Is that it? Oh, there we go. Scan code. There we go. Oh, keeps telling me to log in though. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out what to do here. Okay, there we go. Oh, we can name our device. Okay, here we go. What should we name our new printer? So it's a Spark X i7. Do we have any fun lab rat memes to name our new machine that will take over the world for us? Morning, hi Fluens, welcome in. New hair? Yes, I do have new hair. Welcome in. Oh, okay, so what do we think? Duplicator. Okay, not so dupe, D-U-P-E locator. What the hell is Nature Day? Printer Mac printer face. Yes, Logitech, we have a new printer. We're trying to come up with a name for it now. I do like the duplicator. Tiny Tempa. How do you spell dupe in oxygen not included? Is it D-U-P-E or is it D-O-O-P? Any notions? It's D-U-P-E. Okay. Maybe duplicator is a good one. D-U-P-E. Duplicator. Duplicator. I like it. I like it. An oxygen not included reference. I don't know. It seems like a Harold to me. Do you know what, Super? I think you're right. It does seem like a Harold to me too. I don't know. I see it. I see the Harold. Welcome in, Vinder. You've switched, oh sorry. You've switched to workflow mode. Return to familiar classic interface, tap back. And also adjust later in work benchmark, okay? Cool. Where's my little booklet that tells me what I'm to do? Okay, here we go. Scan the QR code, register and log into your Creality account. Use your Creality Cloud app to scan the QR code on the printer and follow the instructions in the app. Okay? Is that okay? Did I do that? I have an account. Okay, start do, okay. So it's gonna do some checks now. That's the next one. I know, yes, Harold, I know I was thinking of you in the chat as well. But I kind of see the printer being a Harold. Okay, so it's doing some checks now. Oh. My phone here for now. Let me adjust the camera. There we go. It's kind of directly behind us, which is unfortunate. But like I said, this won't be the permanent space for it. We'll change up all the tables once we have a new table. Ah! My pencil case. My pencil holder just collapsed on top of me. Ugh. It was too heavy. It was topside too heavy. It was a 3D print design that I thought was really cool. But I'm realizing the functionality of really cool looking desk organizers has its flaws. Okay. Look at the RGB lights. Oh, looks so good. Oh my god. Harold, you're not wrong. This is Spark X i7. This is literally a 3D printer for you, Harold. It was Oh my days. Was that maybe our subconscious agreeing that that would be the perfect name? I'm very suspicious now. I'm just going to check out what it's doing at the moment, if that's okay. Oh. We haven't loaded it with filament yet. But I was given some cool filament to play with, which is great. So I have black and white and a few other colors. But I got sent something like this, and I don't know what this is. This looks like fancier box. Standard resin. 3D printer UV sensitive resin. Oh? It's pink purple and it's CR silk. What is CR silk? Is it just PLA really? Oh yeah, so it's built for Creality slicer, and it is just a tabletop, prettier color. So I know the silk. I know what silk is, but that's a texture type of PLA usually. It's not as strong as PLA. Okay, fair enough. I thought so because this always PLA silk is the one I usually get. Cool. We might try this one. Have you ever tried this one? Because the problem with silk is that silk used to get stuck for me. Used to get stuck in the nozzle, number one. And number two, it wouldn't stick to the frickin' thing. So I'm going to go crazy. And I'm going to go straight to silk. I'm going to check out this filament. Are we ready? I think it's going to be a pretty one. Wow. So it's half and half. It's half pink, half purple. Oh, these are great. It's pretty. It is. It's really pretty. Oh shit, lads. It's 3 o'clock and I've only started stream now. We're not going to be done till midnight tonight. Okay. 1 minute left. I'm surprised it doesn't do the leveling. Maybe it will in a little while. Maybe it's the first self-check. There's a lot of self-check there. There's my booklet with all my guide. Oh, there it is. Then it'll be wait patiently until the self-check is complete. Then you can start using the printer. What if I'm not patient? Okay, number 4. First print experience. Printing with CF. Insert the filament into CFS light port and it would automatically load. Ah, so we just put it in. Okay, this is exciting. It's very similar. So you state the brand and the color. Printing with the spool. Install the spool holder. But I don't need to do that. I think I can skip this part. Yeah, this is only if I need the spool. It's a good idea to install the spool, but I'll wait until the check is done so I don't affect it. Oh, the little beepy stuff. Okay, here we go. I shouldn't start with the colored-y stuff, but you know, magpie and all. Let's start with the colored-y stuff. We ready? A statue of liberty or something. I'm really tempted to build Rocky Batty at the moment. I really enjoyed Hail Mary Project and I want to build an animatronic. Would that be a fair statement? Animatronic. Oh, look at that. It's so pretty. Look, it looks purple, pink, purple, pink, purple, pink. Is animatronic the right word I'm looking for? Like a little robot version of him. Sorry, I'm trying to get this guy out and the problem is is that I have nails. I don't usually do nails, but for my wedding, I thought I'd do it. And I have an appointment to get them removed, but until then... Can you 3D print rock? No, but I can CNC it. I was actually thinking there objectively, could we CNC it? But I don't think so. Yep. Okay, I'm gonna load the weapons bay. Let's go! Okay. So, like this. Oh! Oh, damn! Took the wheel! It just grabbed it from me and took the wheel. Okay. Sorry. Where's my booklet? Hi, Daniel. Welcome in. Hope you're keeping well. Okay, so edit spool holder filament information. It's just downloading some firmware at the moment. So edit the spool holder filament. Okay, but I don't think I need to edit the information of the CFS light though, I think. I have a suspicion that that has an inbuilt detector. And it will tell me that it is Creality silk. And it'll even tell me the color. I think so. It's just downloading some stuff now. We'll see anyway. It's okay if we have to manually input it. Technical specifications, and that's it. That's everything after that. Okay, here we go. Hope everything's okay. The RGB light is nice though. It's quite bright in this room, so you can't see just how nice and bright it is. But with the CNC there, honestly, if we get the other 3D printer in the background, my room would literally look not like a lab anymore. There might have been a possibility of us looking like a lab. We would look like a manufacturing company. Amaze. There is an official 3D Rocky. So it's not just a 3D printer that I want. Oh, do you mean like an official model, like a 3D printer that's called Rocky? That's cool. But I don't want just to print Rocky. I want him to move. So there's a lot of stuff. Tiny Toxic Tofu Inc. Wait, we need to protect our identity. Our selling thing. My name. Tiny Toxic Tofu. I need to claim it. What's the word? Copyright it? No. What's the word where I want to make sure that I have the rights to my name? Oh, listen. Trademark. That's the word. Trademark. But listen, you see that? You say that it's above your skill level, but you would always be surprised. PLA Plus is the best material. Dual color are okay. Silk I can't say. Dual color is fun. So this is silk and dual color, I believe, user. That's the external spool. Add it. TTT Corp. I need a pee soon. How are you doing, Opinion at? Where's the SD card? Do you know the way there's an SD in the 3? There's a USB stick here. Let's see where it is. Triple T Enterprises. T3 Incorporated. We sound like an umbrella corporation or something. It will be the last bit. I guess it's at the back. It's at the bum, right? It's quite rude to check out someone's bum, though. Oh, it connects straight to the USB drive. Oh, that's actually so handy that it has a USB drive. Really nice. I'd prefer that. I can't. My Wi-Fi is so shit in this house, and as you saw with my internet, it can be quite flimsy. So I had this huge problem with my other printer that when I would send a signal, if it disconnects even for a microsecond, I was fucked. Like, it just had to restart every time. All right. Going through a loop at the moment. Ah, there we go. So it hasn't done this calibration yet. It's the auto leveling one. So I'm just gonna get it to auto level for me. Which is your favorite? Oh, I only really worked with PLA. Jewel looks beautiful. I love Jewel. It looks beautifully, and I have loads of PLA for it. But yeah, so this will be my first time testing silk. I am kind of interested to see how it's going to work out. But we have to do some auto leveling first. In fact, before we even do that, I might just go pee. I won't go into the ad overlay. I'm going to zoom you in, guys, to enjoy some 3D printing in the background. Let's put on some FTL music in the background. Playing Mugenics makes me want to play Elite Dangerous, FTL, and Mugenics, basically. That's all I really want to play today. But we'll see if we even get to it. Let me zoom you guys in. So I'm going to run some ads. And when we come back... Mind the 3D printer now. Chat, you're in charge of it. If anything goes wrong, I blame you. I said it. Chat, did you break it? Did you break the 3D printer? I don't know. Y'all look suspicious. I tried. Complete. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Oh, I don't have a poop bucket. I need a purge bucket. Oh, is it gonna poop here? Is this where it poops? Oh, shoot. We're gonna have to 3D print a poop bucket. I might put something here for now. Oh no, it's too big. It's too big. My poop is too big. Ah! I need a smaller poop. Okay, it'll do. It's not the greatest poop option. In fact, I'm kind of worried that it might go down lower. Okay, no. I need something else. I need poop collecting ability. Poop! Poop! Okay, I have this. 3D printed this a while ago to hold my USB sticks. Put that here. Okay. Edit info. Okay. Color. Okay, so it doesn't have an option of CR silk, but it has PLA, PTG, and TPU. I'm going to guess the closest thing we can label it is PLA. Would silk be closer to PLA or PTG in terms of what temperature you need? I would assume it's closer to PLA. Wild guess? Anyone counter argue me? Yay, nay? Would you think that silk is closer to PLA or PTG? Google says PLA. I would assume PLA. Okay, I selected something to print. Oh, it's playing music. Sorry, chat. We're gonna sit here and watch this together. This is movie time. We're just gonna sit here and we're gonna watch this for a little while. Yeah, that's what I thought was weird, Super. The other silk I bought before said PLA. It said silk PLA before, but this one didn't. That's why I was kind of a bit confused. It says CR, but that's Creality. Oh, Jesus, I picked a really long print. It's an hour and a half. I just picked something that was there. I'm sorry. Oh, it's gone. It's gone. Class. Sorry, I'm being nosy. I want to see what the spool is. Hasn't pooped any spool out yet. Oh, it's pooping! It's pooping! Look, 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 there's poop! Oh no, the poop got stuck! The poop's on the other side! Oh no! Got it. We have our first poop! Look! First poop collected! And the poop overshot. I put the poop bucket right underneath and it pooped it all the way over there. Do you know when you have a newborn? I'm assuming I haven't had a newborn. But I think like the first poop is always important, and the first burp and the first everything to make sure that the human child is functioning correctly. This is the same experience with your first 3D printer. You want to make sure it poops first. Very important. Though they aren't far from each other. PLA, it is PLA, fair enough. Poop unlocked. I know when I got Bambi and she moved into my house, the 3 things we wanted to test was that she'd eat, that she'd drink water, and that she'd poop. Once Bambi did all 3 things, she was going to be okay. As a father of 7, I concur with your sentiment. Father of 7? Steve? God damn. That's a lot of reproduction. Even NASA had to eject human waste. That is true. That is true. We're doing NASA level science here, lads. That's exactly what's happening. Moves so fast. It's crazy. That is a basketball team with a couple of subs, exactly. Ah. I've successfully completed my fatherly duties as they've all grown up. Now I'm bored to tears. Time to get a hobby. Time to get a... I feel like when... I feel... It's a very strong statement because I haven't experienced it myself. But when you're a parent, you sacrifice your hobbies, your loves, your passions, as one does. And I expect that if I'm ever lucky to have kids, I would have to do the same. Some of these hobbies have to go. Twitch, you're on the list. So yeah, it's just a matter of fact. Some of them have to go. And then there's an element of finding yourself again after the kids get raised to a certain level. Gotta find yourself again outside of your children. Hopefully I'm here to help out a few people in that realm. If you're thinking about going into science, going to physics, or just want to learn for your personal self and electronics and stuff. Hopefully I'll be here. Your health. Unfortunately, yeah, no, I can imagine the health as well. Hi, Delara. Thank you so much for the resub. Yeah, we got a new toy. We're just waiting for the first layer to print. So I accidentally picked a big thing to test. I'm sorry. I didn't realize it was just one of the preliminary things. I'm not going to tell you what it is for spoilers. But yeah, we're going to see how it goes. So I think it did the auto leveling anyway. The CFS light is so class. So filament print, yeah, it's a 3D printer, yeah. Um, my one was on its last legs. I've had so many problems with it towards the end of its life. I think I know a way of repairing it, but it's just nice that I have a new 3D printer. Don't forget, insanity is inherited. You get it from your kids. Never heard that one before. Let me let me just check something real quick. Back. Wait, but where do kids really get it from in the first place? Random napping at a moment's notice. Fair enough. You never own a 3D printer, you just serve the 3D printer. It feeds your prints and demands maintenance, tweaks, and a lot of TLC. Fair statement, Shane, fair statement. Oh, are those the those 3D printers that you're talking about? Are those, oh wait, Pragmata. Sorry, that's the video game, right? Sorry, I thought you were talking about. Oh, I got confused there. I thought Prusa had a Pragmata model, but I might be spouting nonsense. Ignore me. Or your kids move out a couple of miles away, have their own kids, and you still spend all your time running around after them and your grandchildren. There is an element to that for sure. Yeah. I'm kind of in the middle of nowhere. My parents are really far away from me. Which is going to be really weird. In Russian culture, Irish culture is a little bit different, but in Russian culture, I say that it's changing now. Um, but the way my parents did it and the way I see my friends, um, the way they did it was that they would pair up, they would couple up when they're 18, 19, 20, and have the first kids around 20. But what was really normal is that the grandparents raise the kids when they're young. And it kind of passes on and over again with every generation. And there is an element of, so like basically grandma and grandpa raise the first kid or two pretty much independently in their like first 3 years or so. They help the newborns, they help the mother with everything, they teach everything how to do it, but they also can get on with their lives, if that makes sense, because they're still in their early careers or college or whatever. There's a lot of support, family support in place. And by the time the third or fourth kid, if you're going to have loads of kids, comes around, the parents are more equipped to deal with it. I do think there's an element of good support there for sure. Grandparents are a lot more patient. You know, when you're 20, like imagine having a kid when you're 20. Do you guys remember when you were 20? Jesus, I would feel so bad for my kid if I had a kid at 20. I was very immature, very impatient. I'm way more equipped now than I ever was before. Um, so yeah, it's very good. Yeah, you're barely an adult yourself. Um, I'm not going to be a granddad at 45, so that is a, well, there's the other element of that you know, you might be a granddad too late is the other aspect possibly, but to each their own, of course. Oh yeah, I love the complete difference. Bulbaden says, I was a howling banshee in my 20s. Delara says, I was so arrogant in my 20s. And Inkling in a Bottle says, I was a complete dumbass in my 20s. Is the de-evolution or the evolution of people describing themselves in their 20s. Back to back to back in the chat. I find that quite funny. I cannot remember my 20s. My 20s could have been a bit of a blur for sure. Some of them. Obviously, my 20s were only last year. Oh, I can't say that anymore in a couple of months. I'll be turning 21. 10 years straight in a row. Forever 21. I wanna be forever young. Ah. So I don't know if the mic is picking it up, and my table is ever so slightly vibrating and shaking. So that's the problem with having the printer on that table. I wish it was on the other one. But like I said, I'm getting a big sturdy table soon, so hopefully it'll solve all our problems. I crossed the mark of being closer to 40 than 30 recently. A lot of Bacardi. Oh, you're a Bacardi drinker, you poor Crather. Ya poor Crather. For me, it was a lot of vodka and a lot of tequila, but tequila was the one that killed me. I can't smell tequila without all over the place. So, tequila was the drink that ruined drink for me. I think everyone, I always say this, everyone has that one drink that they smell it and they're like, that reminds me of the day that I almost died. And for me, good old tequila. Oh, there we go. Vodka Red Bull. Sambuca. Tequila. I still don't know how to use 3D software. CAD CAM software seems complicated. I used Tinkercad, Wombat Hole, and it was so easy to pick it up. I didn't even look up any tutorials. I'm at the age when I have to plan how I'm going to sleep. Everything just hurts. Yeah. I made fun of Nas a long time ago because he said something really funny. It was like a year ago or 2 years ago, I laughed at him because he said something like, "Oh, I drank a glass of orange juice before going to bed, and I couldn't go to sleep, stayed up all night," and I laughed at him. And literally a couple of weeks ago, don't tell Nas I said this because he can't bring it up again. But just a couple of weeks ago, I drank orange juice before going to bed, and I stayed up all night. I could not go to sleep. I am of that age now that I get sugar rushes. Yeah. That's what has become of us. FreeCAD, yeah, no, FreeCAD could be good as well. I think, but I'm gonna abandon Tinkercad because of the limitations. And I'm going to move in. Oh no, not vodka with glass of orange juice. Hell no. Mm-mm. No, 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 no. Although something we're drinking now, a cocktail we make on the weekends. I say, see my Artemis. Oh. It's hitting that fundamental frequency where the Artemis rocket is shaking a bit. Sorry, where was I? We're drinking limoncello cocktails. It's really nice. So you have limoncello, just double up the portion that you would usually have for vodka and use limoncello instead. And a little bit of Sprite and ginger ale. Oh, chef's kiss. Wonderful cocktail. Nominal to describe a printer's behavior? I suppose, yeah. Artemis is gonna collapse. I hope not. Took me forever to build it. Got a good wobble going. Yeah, there's a good wobble on Artemis. Yeah, that's why I wanted the 3D printer on there, but the CNC is just too heavy. I cannot put the CNC on it on any other table. It weighs a ton. It's preparing for launch. And having FTL music in the background. No, but sleeping is really important. It's a skill that you learn as you grow into adulthood. Like, I understand what they say about, I don't know if it's true and all these things, but you know about your, people point out that your prefrontal lobe isn't developed until the age of 25, right? I can kind of see that if you take any gaps in my life, like a period, me at 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and so on and so forth. And if you group them in, let's say, 2 or 3 years, gaps, the development in your early years is so drastic. You are not the same person you were last week when you were a teenager. Especially your teenage years. You're drastically evolving so quickly. And I would say in your early 20s is some of the most experimentation that you go under. Again, everyone is different, of course, and I'm not going to blanket statement, so I'm just going to speak from my own experience. Your early 20s is where you really just try, you have a little bit of money, if even, and you do a little bit of things, and you try a little bit of everything. And about late 20s is where you really start learning about yourself. Like, that, in my case, just tuning to yourself, tuning to your body, reflecting is really important. You begin to reflect more on, well, why did I do that, or why did I feel that way? You're also not as emotional anymore. Things were life or death when you were a teenager, and now if the same thing happened to you in adulthood, you kind of don't care about it. But obviously you've lived life and you're a bit more experienced. But yeah, so my point is that now in our ages, between, let's say, the late 20s and 30, is where I think you begin to be at your happiest a little bit. Happiest with yourself anyway. Hi Feynman, thank you so much for the congrats. And you learn how to go to sleep. You learn what keeps you up, what doesn't. You learn the tips and tricks. Most people are exactly, Batty, yeah. Yeah, look, for some people it's later in life, for others is, I think we all experience life differently at different rates. It's maybe not so much as different rates as much as just different experiences. What you learned in your 30s could be something that I'm only going to learn in my 60s. And then there's something that you learned in your 40s that I learned when I was 15. We're all going to be very, very different, and life is very, very unique to every one of us. So the lessons we experience, or the aha eureka moments we're going to have, are going to be unique to all of us. And that's okay. That's the beauty of life. Yeah, at 45 being content becomes very... Happy Saturday, Tofu. Hello! E to the do, to the I, to the pie. Welcome in, welcome in. I hope you're keeping well. We're just chatting about life a little bit while my 3D printer go burr. How is married life? Nothing changed. Nothing changed. The thing is, I was living in sin before, so getting married doesn't really change a whole lot of things, it turns out. It turns out. Life stays the same. Oh, how fascinating. My stream summary. Doesn't cut me off. Okay. So we set up the 3D printer, we unpacked our boxes, everything is good, and we're testing our first 3D print. And stupidly, I picked an 1.5-hour print, not something very, very quick. So I'm just keeping an eye on it. I know that we can just do other stuff, but we've just been chatting, which is really fun. And I'm just kind of... I want to look at the first print. I might be a bit wary. Cautious. Like, I feel like you do need to look at the first print. Like, watch it, you know? Just make sure everything's okay. Yes, no, you're right, Feynman. Living in sin just means together. It's a humorous statement, I suppose, about really old religious times in Europe, where you can only live together if you're married, and if you lived together before you were married, you were sinners. Oh, it was given to me as a present by the company, Creality. Creality gave me this printer, and just as my printer died, so I'm really excited to test it out. And in return, I must build with it. It seems really, really good so far. Again, it's still early days, but it does. It was a bamboo, and it just died on me. It was dying for ages, and then I broke it. To be fair, I will put my hand up that I did the final nail in the coffin for it. We put the SD card in, and it got stuck. And then we tried to pull it out with pliers, and we shattered the SD card inside. It can be fixed. It can be fixed. It's just... Yeah, it looks very sleek. I like it. I love the box and everything. Yes, I would like to take a moment to thank Creality for sending this 3D printer. Thank you so much. Really, really appreciate it. It does take 5 minutes to set up. It took me 2 hours because I love to... Yap. Does life change, or we do, or both? I think that's a very niche comment, I would say. It just depends on what you say. Life is too abstract. It's like, yeah, I don't think I can comment on that fairly. Life is equal to entropy, that's one way. Yeah, if you want to try YouTubing to get a free 3D printer, you can, but how should I say? Rome wasn't built in a day, and it wasn't really YouTube that made it for me. It was, I think it's my Instagram mostly. And my Twitch. But I'm still growing on YouTube, still trying. Oh! I don't know if I shared it. We did get YouTube partner. Yesterday. I think it was yesterday, was it? Let me show you. No, it wasn't yesterday. Day before that? Yeah, we got first layer of YouTube partner. We're still not ad revenue monetized though. We're still not monetized. No, this is the new one, Grim. See, it's a different box and everything. This is the Creality's one. So we need 1,000 more watch hours on YouTube in the next 3 months, net. And then I will have ad revenue income. Mwahaha. Yes, so this is the CFS light. It's different. It's sealed up. So what does YouTube Partner give you? So I haven't set it up yet, but it means I can monetize my YouTube. It means that it's kind of like Twitch, where you become an affiliate. So the way I describe it for anyone here on Twitch, YouTube has two level of partners. Number one, it has YouTube partner where you can monetize your channel and kind of become an affiliate. But then the second level of YouTube partner, you get passive ad revenue, which is really, really good. It's the first one, it's the science one. The science channel is the one I was trying to get monetized because, you know, yeah. That's the one, that's the cool one with all the science. Because who gives a damn about video games? We want science for the win. Then the next YouTube partner is kind of like Twitch partner. So what's really interesting is to become an affiliate on Twitch is really, really easy in comparison. And then to become a Twitch partner is really, really hard. While in YouTube, the first level of partner is really, really hard. But in comparison, the next level is way, way easier. So, yeah. Everyone told her she would never make money in science. Exactly. Everyone said, don't go do physics. There's no money in physics. And I want to prove everyone wrong by being a YouTuber teaching science. Because I sure ain't getting the funding. Oh, that's... I'm laughing because it's funny, but also kind of too real. Somewhere in there is a really, really good joke because there's an element of truth. That's what they say, right? The best jokes always have an element of truth. Yeah, I see Dr. Blitz all the time. Yeah, I follow him on the internet. I don't have his harsh calmness, or what's the word? Because if a flat earther or any conspiracy theorist sat in front of me and was arguing with me, I will I get really stressed when people confront me about things. It's very, very difficult. I get quite flabbergasted. And do you know the way you see those internet videos on YouTube of people arguing and debating? And it doesn't even matter what they say. It's if you're sassy and snarky and get the tempo right, it doesn't matter what you say, it's how you say it. And that gets all the clicks and people are like, oh, that person just got owned. And it pisses me off because a lot of the times when you hear the arguments, like, the other person actually made more valid arguments. But because the other one is just such a better speaker, they get away with it. And it's really, really sad because someone like me who panics in a moment, I will never get my points really, really well across, unfortunately. And I need a bit of help. I need some time to get across the finishing line. That explains it. What explains the demon core? What part of it explains the demon core? So yeah, so I appreciate what Dr. Blitz does. It's always good to highlight these things. Someone has to do it. Does that make sense? Someone has to break down the science as to why these things aren't true so that the conspiracy theories don't take over too much. But also, I just don't have the heart for it. I will cry. I kid you not, I will shed tears in a confrontation like that. I have issues. It's like the saying, a rich man's joke is always funny. The loudest and the most confident are the ones who get the attention, but are... Okay. I did fall victim for that, I will say. There's a lot of people I looked up to in terms of programming and coding, because I'm a beginner and I'm a nobody, and I heard some people become very, very popular and very, very loud, and I was like, oh, okay, they must be right. And then, you know, it turns out that they were very, very wrong. But you know what? I should have known better. I see that myself with a lot of YouTube science communicators. They'll talk about something and I'm like, oh wow, that's an interesting point. And they're an expert in their field. But then they talk about battery technology and they get it so wrong. And I'm like, how could you get it so wrong? And then you realize, they're just like me. They're no different to me, you know? And I get things wrong all the time as well. If I teach general physics and I upload a video, for example, on radioactivity. Recently, I uploaded a video on radioactivity and I talk about atomic decay. And there's a bit of nuance with things like, is there charge? Why do we not keep track of charge of a nucleus sometimes? Or I'll say the word atom and sometimes I'll say nucleus. And if you're really pedantic, I should have said nucleus and not atom. But the other aspect of it is, well, we don't really care about anything else other than nucleus. We don't really talk about the electrons in these kind of decays. So we'll just refer to it as an atom. So there's a lot of, you know, aspect to that as well. If you really want to, you can break down a lot of science communication and point out the flaws and the mistakes in those. Anyways, rant. That's another rant. My point is, after seeing a lot of science communicators talk about battery and get it wrong, because I'm like, wait, that's actually not right, I realized that, you know what? I could do science communication too. What I actually know is not that crazy. I'm a person that does not like to talk about batteries much because lithium ions are part of my job. Look! Lithium. It's my job to make lithium batteries look bad. The thing is, I always kind of advertise it that we have to be careful. You'll say something like, this battery has 87% efficiency. And that statement, 87% efficient, you need to really drill the researcher of what they really mean by that. Because there's so much, there's a script to it. There's a bit of political wording in a lot of these things, and you need to really decipher it. No, I haven't seen that, DCI. Humans are weirdly able to watch someone get something they know really well completely wrong and then turn around and trust their take on things they personally don't know. I think, yeah. I think me becoming an expert in my field, and again, I will say that that's the case for me. That, what should I say? I could get things wrong about batteries. You know what I mean? You could grab 10 different battery experts in a room and you will find so many things that we will disagree about and we will argue about. There are things that are actually opinions. There is proper science and there's opinions. So it is something to kind of be mindful of, that when a scientist or a science communicator shares an opinion versus stating hard science facts, that's where you can debate and put it up for discussion and such and so forth. And most of the debates in these fields are about integration. You know, it's like, what is the solution to these problems? What is the problem with the electric grid at the moment? What is the energy problem at the moment? And how do we solve it? That's pretty much what all battery technology and renewable energy people are talking about now. That's what I get into arguments about. And I've expressed my opinion all the time, and I like to highlight it again, that when I do share my opinion, I do say this is my opinion. And if I don't, be mindful that I can share what the battery technology is like. I can share how amazing everything is. But when I say and suggest how to solve the electric grid stability problems, and I discuss this quite often randomly, bear in mind that is an opinion, and there's like 20 other opinions out there. Have you watched The Big Bang Theory? I have, yeah. I didn't finish it, but when I was a teenager, I watched it. It can get emotionally charged. Hi, Kiro. But they must stay positive. No, Dilara, I don't think there has been any major breakthrough with the lithium battery. And you see so many clickbait YouTube videos. I get clickbaited by them all the time. Again, this is my opinion. Here we go. Here we go. So buckle up. This is not scientific fact. This is me as a battery person speaking about my opinion on batteries. There are some batteries out there that are very interesting. Sodium battery, there's the sand battery, the earth battery, there's a water battery is another one that's clickbaiting a lot. They're fine. But none of them can solve the core issue, which is energy density. The energy density of lithium-ion batteries is incomparable. Is that a proper word? To anything else. And I'm on the bandwagon of vanadium flow batteries. That happens to be my research. And I'm a big fan of lead acid batteries, for example. But it doesn't change the fact that there's nothing better than lithium ion. That was revolutionary. Lithium ion batteries were truly revolutionary. And I don't see anything happening anytime soon. I haven't seen any promising battery technology. There's a lot of hope and hype for stuff, but anything I've actually put my nose into, it's just another band-aid. Can I have a pizza battery? I think I know what you're talking about, DSI. I vaguely have heard of that. I could be wrong. No, maybe No, I have. I don't remember the video, though. Either I didn't click into it, or I just saw the thumbnail, but I know what... yeah. Exactly, mascot. It's all clickbait, honestly, it is. And look, clickbait has to be done. Clickbait has to be done. We're getting clickbaited with other stuff, and I get it why a lot of the stuff needs to be in the news, talked a lot, researched. Clicks need to be baited, exactly. My kind of palatable solution to all of this is that all of these battery technologies that are emerging, the different creative ones, absolutely are valid and should be researched, and they should be integrated. Diversifying energy is extremely important now more than ever. With so many wars, with so many political hindrance and issues and problems, diversifying your ability to produce energy for your nation and stabilizing your grid for your nation is more important than ever before. So to me, despite me saying that nothing is going to revolutionize or change anything, I still think that that should be really, really important. Hi, Irish John Games. Thank you. Hi, Kalekas. I just got a message literally an hour ago. You're absolutely right. That is a scam person. If you could very kindly report them for, what is it called? Impersonating someone. So I'm going to do it myself, but I don't think I can do it. I think I have to add them as friend. Here we go. I add them as friend. Then I go into pending. Then I can click into their profile. Then I can report user. There we go. Report user. There we go. It's so weird. I have to add them as friend before I can report it. Their name, their photo, their server, for impersonation, scam, or fraud. There we go. So yeah, that tiny toxic tofu is not the real tiny toxic tofu. There we go. Yeah, I for ages I used to see streamers say, "This is not me. Do not do not respond to these Discord messages." And this is my first time kind of properly going through it. How about we give up batteries and we tap into thermal gradient on the daylight terminator on Mercury? Want to be friends? Get back. It's so weird. I don't know any other way of reporting someone. What is your opinion on nuclear? I'm pro-nuclear energy. Yeah. At the moment, it's one of the better things out there. It's one of the cleaner and efficient systems out there. We are behind in nuclear clean technology because we've stalled it. Or not stalled it, but you know, there's a lot of pushback against it. I do think that some nations should not do nuclear power. Cough, cough, Ireland. Because, yeah, definitely, yeah, it's hard to say. One nuclear power plant can power all of Ireland's baseline load, though, just to put in perspective, which is class. But the other counterpoint issue with that is that it powers all of Ireland's baseline load, which means that if something were to happen and it cuts off, we got nothing. Nada. Oh, not Ireland because of that reason. One nuclear power plant is sufficient enough to run it, and the problem becomes that the reliance on it. Remember I talked about diversifying your energy pool for reasons? There's our problem immediately. Hello. So then, is there anything like a better battery than other? Not really, Stephen. I really don't think there's anything. I recall something. Yeah, the sodium-ion battery I looked into as well. Our nuclear power plant is 40 years old and going. Not bad. Exactly, Holius. That's exactly me. Pro-nuclear, pro-solar, pro-building everything and anything. A little bit of everything. Yeah, that's what I'm pro. Exactly. I'm a true fan of diversity in this aspect. The diversification is important for the environment as well, and it's also important for economics and for stability, economic stability, and for what's the word? To protect yourself from war, kind of like not necessarily to protect from war, but when you have war influence and then you have sanctions, and it's basically economy, but politically driven. Energy security, exactly. So in all these ways, I'm such a pro of all of them. You need a little bit of everything. A little bit of Monica in your life. A little bit of da 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 da. I know, explosive. I know, I'm letting you all down. No, we talk about inertia all the time. That was the field of research for years for me as well. So when I explain how a grid operates and what I mean by stability of the grid, we do talk about inertia in that sense. But in this case, we're just speaking a bit, like, you know, taking a step back. Hi, Sauce. Welcome in, everyone. I don't know how they work, hacks, the small modular reactor. I know what they are. I've seen what they do. But I don't really know. Do you know what I mean? Oh no, it's not your bad, Duck. Don't worry. Jesus, that wasn't a correction thing. I was just saying you're right. That it is inertia. It's just I didn't want to go into that because that's another extra run. If there is, Carl, I've never heard of it. What's the consumption of Ireland? So if I remember correctly, our baseline is 3,000 megawatts, up to 7,000 megawatts. Could be wrong about that. I remember roughly. That's just on top of my head. So our baseline is 3,000. Ah? Am I right, Nate? Woohoo! Look at me knowing these numbers off. And run one coal generator is about 300 megawatts, one good one. Yeah. I have another energy expert in the house, so it's great that he's backing up my arguments. I have an argument to the contrary. Codependency reduces the risk of war. But so it's not just self-sufficiency. It's just it's not necessarily that you are self-sufficient, because if Ireland was self-sufficient, we wouldn't have any technology at all in Ireland. But what would I say is that you've so many connections that you're always protected. So I would say it's overly heavily codependency. It's so codependent that you become self-sufficient, Lint is the way I think about it. I know that's a terrible analogy, and I have no idea if I'm even in the right terminology to talk about it. But that's the way I think about it, that you are connected to so many forms of energy, and you have a connection with Canada, with Japan, with America, with Russia. You have so many connections around the world that no matter what happens, you are going to be okay. Again, I could be wrong, and I could be very daft from an economic perspective, but that's what I think. 43%, yeah, our most of our power at the moment is gas. So when the gas prices went up 4 years ago, that was a huge thing. Our prices went up. We have a weird economic issue as well. The problem with our economy is that we are an island for the electric grid. Ireland's electric grid is all of Ireland, all of Ireland of Ireland. Northern Ireland is part of the UK. So we have a weird codependency there in terms of pricing jumping. So when the UK jumps in price, we fucking jump in price. And it's, even though we might have power elsewhere. And if you look at our air grid, that's a lovely link you posted, Duck. If you guys want to check out that link that Duck posted, you can also see how, I haven't looked at it, but even me looking at it now, we always take power from Scotland. Despite our renewable production, which can reach up to 40% on windy days, we always take power. Watch it now, be counter argument. But if anyone wants to check airgrid.ie, double check, are we taking power from Scotland right now? Because we always do. I've never seen it go the other way. I haven't heard about biomass at all, Grim. Back in the day when I was a kid, I heard about biomass a shit ton. Bioenergy. I haven't heard anything about it in ages. We're printing our first test at the moment. Any soldering iron recommendations? Anything that works, lol. I'm so sorry. I have the cheapest soldering iron right here. I just bought it on Amazon. Cheapest thing I could buy. It works grand. Isn't biomass energy measured in shit tons? That is true. Hello, Mello. Welcome in. Yeah. Anyways, the summary of everything I've stated is that my solution to the problems are to do a little bit of everything. I think a little bit of everything is great for science. It's great for research. It's great for innovation. It's great for possibility more of exploring new technologies, new advanced technologies. Number two, diversification also helps stability of the economy and explores more options for better stability of the grid. And yeah, it's safety politically. I think I know that I said that this is my opinion, and I'm not teaching you about batteries. What I'm saying is I'm sharing my opinion of what the solution is, but I think my opinion is right. My opinion is the safest, and it's a win-win-win-win. Tofu for president. Put me in position of power and I shall change the world. Wahaha. Yeah, we have a lot of peat protection in Ireland these days. It's hard to harness peat now. Yeah, I don't actually see peat being sold anymore. I used to see it a lot more when I was younger, but I don't see peat being sold anymore in Ireland. Do it pro bono though, because money corrupts. Listen, I'm a physicist. My whole life is pro bono. You think people go into science for money? Yeah, Scotland produces immense amount of energy. Let me look at that link, the air grid. I'm going to test it out. Oh, yeah, no, this is the frequency grid. Why is it white? It was always dark mode. Ugh, light mode is awful. Disgusting. Ugh. So at the moment, the grid, there we go. Click into this. When I used to do research, I used to be on the AirGrid website downloading their data every week. I think it was every week or every day, I remember. And it was such a pain in the ass because I had to collect 1 year's worth of data. So I emailed AirGrid. I was like, listen, I'm doing research. I need this data. Can you give it for the past year to me? Because I can't be waiting a whole year for the data. And lo and behold, AirGrid gave me all their data. It was class. It's all public information, so they were allowed to, of course. But they were like, yeah, sure. That was my first coding project, data analysis of the Irish electric grid with 1 year's worth of data. Didn't make it into my thesis. It was a whole appendix. I added a whole section in it. Where's my thesis? It's upstairs. I can't leave it down here. Bambi will eat it. Already nibbled on it. Ah, here we go. This is a smart grid dashboard. So I'm going to post this into the chat if you guys are interested to see it. This is a lovely thing. Hi, Kieran. Welcome in. There's a link. If you guys are interested, check that out. That link, and I'll post it into YouTube as well. Our YouTube's friends. That link shows you the type of grid that is being generated at any given moment. So there's kind of quite interesting stats that you can look in. So there's the demand at the moment, maximum system demand of all time, 7,500. That was the maximum one. You can go into wind generation and so on and so forth. So the thing I'm looking for is, woo! Our frequency just dropped to 49.95 hertz, which is kind of scary. That's actually a huge drop. That is what we call an event. So you just observed live on stream, if you click the link, an event occurring on stream. So at the moment, our renewables are at 60% in this very moment. Huge production. Haven't seen this in ages. But that's misleading. And the reason why that's misleading, look at the interconnection one. We're taking that power at the moment from the dudes. We're taking from the Green Link, from Moyle, and from, not much from EWC, but the Green Link and Moyle, we're taking a lot of energy from them. Yeah, we run on 50 hertz over here. That's right. So you got to keep the frequency operation at 50 hertz if it starts to become down. Yeah, coal is pretty much 0%. We still have, because we shut down a lot of our coal plants. Part of the whole renewable goals in Ireland, we're pushing a lot of these things. So we have a lot of renewable energy on the electric grid. It's just about stabilization now. Like mentioned by Duck earlier, it doesn't have inertia, which is a small problem. We have a lot of protests on wave energy and wind turbines on the coast, Mythic Frost, in my experience. Yeah, basically, we have a lot of protests in Ireland against wind turbines because it damages the look of our coastline and it's bad for the environment. Sorry, I'm only smiling because it's kind of a interesting statement, but yeah. Yeah, we have a lot of protests on it. It is very nice. I don't see how wind turbines damage. I find wind turbines very attractive. I don't know. It looks clean. It's great to see it. Yeah. And I'm not a big fan of a lot of the arguments against wind turbines because one argument, for example, is that it's bad for birds. But if you actually look at the statistics of animal damage in Ireland, I think it was in Ireland or the UK this study was done. You can cite the source better, as in take what I say with a grain of salt. The damage that the wind turbines cause to wildlife, to bird life, is 0.02% of domestic cats being let outside. Cats are one of the worst invaders of damaging wild bird life. But that is a conversation to be had another time. Birds aren't real anyways. I did hear that one. Yeah, I've heard that one before. That is a spread lie, mob farmer. Rabbits don't actually tend to eat carrots. You can give it them to him as a treat, but it's not a great treat. A single lighthouse keeper's couch. I heard about that. Yes, it almost wiped a whole species out. Yep. Birds can't process bread, exactly. All the bread feeding that you do. Yep. Yeah, geothermal is awesome, but you have to be in a good location. Yeah. Oh, I thought it almost did. I thought they got it back. Did it actually wipe it out? I heard that story. Oh, man. Usually I hate those kind of arguments, by the way, when someone says, you know, oh, there's an issue about doing A because the problem is B. And you'll say, well, this thing causes the problem B, and you know, it's not fair to solve a problem by saying something is worse than that. But I feel like that statistic is crazy, though. That 99.9% statistic is crazy. It's extreme. I need to pee. I don't know how about you lads, but I need to go to the loo. I know, so renewable looks solid on the Irish grid, Stephen, only right now. So it's actually sunny, number one, and it's windy. Today is the top maximum performance for Ireland at the moment for renewable. So it looks really, really good now, but it's not usually this good. Yeah, no, lads, I think I always say lads because of hurling, I think. Sports in Ireland. Lads is, we use a gender neutral here. And guys, we use gender neutral. I don't know why. A lot of people have pointed out that lads is not a gender neutral term. But then it was pointed out the lads is not gender neutral, but lads on its own is gender neutral. Listen, to each their own. I'll be right back. Lab rats, labradoodles, and everything in between. There we go. I'm going to go to the bathroom. I'm going to make myself a beverage. We're coming to come back. And hopefully our print is almost done. Our first print. Never mind, it's only halfway done. Yeah. We've only been streaming for an hour, chat. Only an hour. I'll see you in a bit. This is a small spaceship, but the velocity that it needs to achieve remains constant. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I wish you luck in getting off the surface of the Earth. It's a scary world we live in these days. I'm holding something really special in my hand. This guy is an inductor. Earlier, I made a series on the capacitor, and the equivalent opposite of a capacitor is an inductor. A capacitor stores energy in an electric field, while an inductor stores it in a magnetic field, i.e. electromagnetism. The principle of an inductor is very different to a capacitor, however. It is a copper wire, or any conducting wire to be fair, wrapped around a medium, such as this wire wrapped around this marker, so that when a current is going through this wire, a magnetic field is created. Hopefully we know that when there is current going through a wire, an electromagnetic field is generally created around one. But this is a unique case where the wire is being wrapped around a coil. The current is very important in this relationship. As the current changes, so does the electromagnetic field. As the current increases, the electromagnetic field increases, and as the current decreases, the electromagnetic field decreases. Changing an electromagnetic field induces a voltage in the coil in the opposite direction of the current. I'll chat about that in a little while. If we look at a wire that has coils in it, we know that there is an electromagnetic field in each coil. Because the coils are so close together, however, they kind of stack on top of each other. There are all these definitions for inductance and how a magnetic field develops inside a coil. And I'm going to give you my explanation as to why this happens. It's probably not exactly the most scientific, but it's the way my mind works. As the current begins to go through the wire, an electromagnetic field is established across the wire as well. And then when the wire coils, the electromagnetic fields start to interact. It takes some time for the coil to sort itself out. There's a magnetic field there, and they're overlapping, and it needs some time to sort out the magnetic field that is there. So initially, when you turn on your circuit, you turn on your current, the coil panics and it needs to stop the current from flowing for the first few seconds because it needs to sort out its magnetic field. As more time passes, more current is allowed to pass through. This is a typical behavior of an inductor in a DC circuit. I was always told never to personify anything in physics, but if your mind works in this way, perhaps this explanation works best. The energy that is stored in the coil is half times the inductance times the current to be squared. And if you want to measure the inductance of your inductor or calculate it, here's a general equation for it. L is equal to n squared mu A over L. A is the cross-sectional area. In the example of my pen earlier, it will be the cross-sectional area here, or if we slice it down the middle, assuming that it's all the same, it will be the shape of the circle that we see in there, pi r squared. L is the length of the coil. N is the number of times we wrap the wire around this pen. And finally, mu is the permeability. It is the ability of an electromagnetic field to be established. And it ultimately depends on what your inner core is made up of. Here I've demonstrated a very simple mathematical problem. We are given the number of times the wire is wrapped around. We know that the area is pi r squared, so we need to extract the radius. The permeability is given, and so is the length. The unit for inductance is Henry, and usually we won't be using that unit very often because that is a very large value. Usually inductors are very, very small, to the range of millihenries. Before I get to the official definitions of inductance, I want to cover the definition of two laws, Faraday's law and Lenz's law. Faraday's law states that the amount of voltage induced in a coil is directly proportional to the rate of change of the magnetic field with respect to the coil. That d phi dt is the rate of change of the magnetic field. That is magnetic flux. The constant that changes this from directly proportional to an equation is the number of coils. Lenz's law states that as the current through a coil changes, an induced voltage is created because of the changing electromagnetic field. And the polarity of the induced voltage is such that it always opposes the change in current. I had already mentioned or hinted this a while ago. What this means that the polarity of the inductor, as in where the positive and negative potential on either side of the inductor is, will literally switch to oppose the flow of current. So for the first few moments in time when you switch the DC circuit on, the polarity of the inductor will literally switch in the opposite direction. This is very, very useful in AC circuits. So finally, looking at the definition, inductance is the measure of a coil's ability to establish an induced voltage as a result of change in its current, and the induced voltage is in the direction to oppose the change in current. It's a bit of a combination of Faraday's and Lenz's law. Putting these guys together allows us to express the equation V induced, the voltage induced, is equal to L, the inductance, times di dt, which is the rate of change of current, how current changes per unit time. Similar to a capacitor, an inductor has a time constant tau. Guess who's back? Back again. Tofu's back. Tell our friends. Take you back, take you back. You should add an oops correction on your stream timer to Hi Conrad, welcome in, welcome in. Welcome back, everyone. Sorry it took a while. I made myself an alcoholic beverage. So this is the new trend that I'm doing these days. And this is limoncello and ginger ale. Rocking the new hair. Yes, new hair and new glasses. So this is what chat voted for their favorite glasses. Chat thought that these glasses were the nicest. I thought these were, but I think it's because they're newer design. So these are, as many pointed out, Harry Potter looking glasses. But these are the ones that I like. These are the new ones I got. There were ones that looked quite literally like goggles. I like them. It was OG tofu. Yeah. Of this, 73% was generated from renewable sources. In comparison, that is great improvement overall. Yeah, Scotland is doing much better with power generation than Ireland is, renewable specifically. It is Chris. How'd you know? I picked the octopus. Yeah, it's the octopus I picked. I thought it looked cool, and like I was thinking about it because I put in the pink filament. So I was like, what would look cool with the pink filament? So I was like, you know what? Let's try the octopus thing. I think that would be great first print. We're really testing the Creality printer to the max in all aspects. Yeah, someone mentioned, is that the FTL background music? It is. I'm very into my rogue era. I used to say I will never play a roguelike game. And then last year we played FTL and Cult of the Lamb, and those were my favorite games. One of my favorite games of last year. And this year, or now, I just downloaded Mugenics. I suck at it. I'm really, really bad at Mugenics, but I'm having so much fun at it. Keep dying. I'm such a tofu about it. But yeah. Welcome in. I hope you enjoy your STEM ride, if that even makes sense. But yeah, you're more than welcome here. Today's we're kind of chilling mostly today. I feel like we didn't do anything proper. We do have a few projects coming up, obviously. We are going to build a sound system. And, oh, I have great news. I got two important things in the post from Amazon. Okay. First of all, we got this. Good news, everyone. Exactly. Check this out. We got a USB splitter, which means I'm going to test it now. A power bank should operate both of our nanos, and we can power our tricorder. Let's go! All right. So that's number one. Number two, what we got in the post. Here it is. So as you guys know, Artemis stuff has been in the news, and a lot of people are really interested in, space now, which is great. But we'll do some orbital mechanics, we'll do some orbital physics, rocket physics maybe. I'm looking into doing some problems that we can solve together. But one of the things that I thought was really interesting was when I was watching Artemis re-enter, the astronauts re-enter, they were talking about how everything was automated, when the parachutes will go off, when this would happen, when that would happen. And it was all based on this little guy here inside this packet. This is a pressure sensor. And so I thought, wouldn't it be really cool to buy a packet and to mess around with some Arduino programming of a pressure sensor? I don't know how good it's going to be. I don't know how much work we can get done with it, but I thought this would be real life or real proper Artemis inspired project. So there we go. That's one of the things I have designed. What else? Yeah, that's one of the closer projects. But like I said, we'll go into maybe some orbital mechanics and stuff. I was very inspired to play Kerbal Space Program, but so many people are playing Kerbal Space Program, maybe we'll do the physics of Kerbal Space Program. Kind of like, if you have been watching it, it'll be great for you to come over here. Ah, you're making a comms badge, class. Yeah, so I have the tricorder. I'll show you the parts. So this is the PIR sensor for motion detection, and this is an infrared thermometer sensor. God damn it. You know what I'm trying to say. Yes, you can. Firefox. We use Firefox in our labs, actually. It's great for some stuff, but it almost killed me this time last year, when we were trying to build the sound sensor, which is why I built Mac. Yeah. Thermometer set. Almost killed you. How? So it didn't actually kill me in that sense. It morally destroyed me. It took so long to get it to work, and it didn't really get working in the end, basically. I did so much work to try and get the sound detection system in place, but it didn't work. And now the printer collecting begin. I know, I don't have enough desk space for all my printers and hobbies. Literally, someone is coming to meet me, and they'll say, well, what are your hobbies and interests? Yes. My answer is just yes. Where is it? There's a Lego, there's a 3D printer, there's a CNC. Electronics station. Oh no, my electronics station is broken up. There's a solder, and then there's electronics. Yeah. My shelf of robots that are all dying and falling apart. My video games that I play on stream. Yeah, I'm running out of space. And just earlier we were talking about the possibility, or the idea of, if you have kids, that you have to lose hobbies. I'm so jealous of your CNC, but I do have more printers. Alright, fine, Shadow. It's not competition. It's a good problem to have, too many hobbies, yes. It is. Her monitoring Bibs and Bob's collection. Yeah, I need to sort out a few shelves. I need better shelves. It's not that I'm running out of space. It's just that I need better shelves. That's the logic I'm going with. And nobody can argue against me. Are you ever bored then? I lose my passion sometimes, to be honest, Chris. There are moments in my life where I start to question why I do anything that I do. And am I even doing anything useful? And why am I even here? And I get into a bit of a spiral. That might have been a bit TMI, but that happens sometimes. I end up losing a lot of motivation out of nowhere. But it's very short-lived. Yeah. It's kind of like a wave. You ride a wave. Sometimes you have an amazing high. You're just high on life. And then sometimes it's the greatest thing in the world. It's very good so far. So this is Spark X. I believe it only came out at the beginning of this year. And thus far, so good. But this is our first print. We're trying out some stuff. So we're going to try a custom print afterwards. We have some stuff to build and design for this. We'll see how that goes. That'll be the true test. That's a good one. Yeah, I've heard only good things about this printer, so I'm really excited to see how this goes. And like I said, my printer just died right before the wedding. I think it was 2 days before the wedding. My printer was dead. Couldn't print anything, so I haven't been able to print for the last month almost. So it's great. The timing of getting this printer couldn't have been better. You're a little young for existential crisis. It's not dead. I can fix it. I know how to fix my bamboo. Yeah, no. I just need to buy parts. So what happened was the SD card keeps getting too hot is ultimately what's happening. And so I need to format and repair it. And it has a shit Wi-Fi connection. I have a shit Wi-Fi connection in this house. And so when I'm sending a file to Bamboo, if it loses the connection for a second, it shuts down. It freezes. And I have to do this whole restart and restart. It's painful. To send one file can take half an hour of like 10 restarts. It's really painful. So what I ended up doing was I took out the SD card and I was going to put in the code manually or the printer manually and put it back in. But what happened was clearly put it in wrong. The SD card got stuck and I tried to pull it out, or we tried to pull it out, and with the pliers we crushed the SD card and it stuck. Ta-da! So it is an easy fix. We will repair it, all good. But yeah, I just need to buy a new SD card, format, put it in. Yeah. So in that sense, it's repairable. I can super, but I have really bad. Does it need? Yes, it does. It needs to hold. Maybe it has some local memory. But yeah, it needs to hold the cards. But as you guys notice, my internet connection can be bad. Like, I disconnected there for a second. It's not so much that my internet is actually that bad. It's that my internet physical connection is weak. I use the copper wires in the house to connect my streaming room. I have really good download speed. I have half a gig. But because I'm in this room and it's a freaking Faraday cage, the print, I am worried about the printer though, Hobbit. I'm worried about it getting hot. The SD card gets hot. And So, no, there is something wrong with the printer. There is. Let me explain what else is wrong with the printer. 3 things happen. It's the Wi-Fi connection, sending it and getting stuck. Number 2 that happens is that lately, a lot of my prints are lifting. They're not sticking, number 2. Number 3 is my print freezes halfway. And it freezes, and when I try to reprint it, it freezes at the exact same place. Number 4, what else? Oh, there's a few problems. What else was the issue? It would tell me randomly can't parse file on a file that is printed before. It will just stop and say can't parse file. But all of these issues started happening in the last 2-3 months. I don't think there's one problem. I think there's just one problem with the 3D printer. And I think I broke it. I did something to the SD card. I did something to the thing. And all of these errors are as a consequence of it. It could be the card as well that's getting corrupted. It doesn't explain the printer getting stuck halfway through though as well. Yeah, it's weird. I cleaned my soap with, yeah, I did. Yeah. Anyways, the problem I found is that. And I think I can fix it. I'm going to get a new SD card. I'm going to format it. I'm just going to start from scratch. I'm just going to start out from scratch. But I have no option. I shattered my... I shattered the SD card earlier into tiny bits, so... yeah. I have no other option, if that makes sense. So yeah, that's how to fix it. Hi, Chris. Welcome in. Oh, James says that this is a very proper problem with SD cards, with the bamboo specifically. Okay. Well, look, I bought a new SD... I'll show you the SD card I bought. It's just something... I don't know. I don't think it matters. But I made a freaking issue that I don't have an SD card reader, so I need to buy... So the next step is I need to buy a... do you know the little card that puts this in? So yeah, that's what I bought. Woo, let me let it focus. Should be enough. Should be plenty. But yeah. No, I shattered mine. Oh, this didn't... No, this didn't come with a SD holder. I thought it would have. So that's why the mistake happened. I thought this said... I thought it would come with the SD converter, so now I have to buy another one. Yeah, hopefully the new SD card, yeah. No, it is... I'm hoping I'll fix it, yeah. Yeah. No, the plan is we'll rearrange the room, we'll put the bamboo beside there, and we can print loads of stuff at the same time. It'll be great. Because again, if I'm building an experiment, it'll be so much handier if I can build 2 things at the same time. Or build multiple things at the same time. I'll be unstoppable. And CNC at the same time. I really need to get ventilation in this room. I need to wear a mask. What is the box with the filament in behind you? That's just a whole bunch of box of filament. Quite literally, it's just a box to store different filaments. So I store most of my filament inside their boxes like this. I just keep them trapped while I can. And then once they're opened, I have to put them in a box like that. And I throw in a few of those, you know, silica gels in there just to keep them. And I have one here as well. It's not opened, but this is the kind of stuff I put in with my boxes. Just to keep the PLA alive. Yeah, it seems that SD corruption is a popular thing. Just noting what people are saying on YouTube and here in Twitch, it seems like I think it's an SD card. I'm hopeful. I'll format it. I'll get it working. I'll solve everything. This will be a shame. Like I put a lot of money into it. I have an A1. I'm trying. Yeah, I have an A1 as well. It's very, very good. The A1 is very user friendly. It was my first one too. I can say now. Oh, it was my first 3D printer. I'm a connoisseur now. There's 20 minutes left on the print. The question is, chat, is what we should play after I finish. I have 3 games I want to play. Oh, yes. Oh. There's a thing I want on Amazon. Not Amazon. I'm thinking about buying it on eBay because it's too expensive on Amazon. Is a breadboard. I want a powered breadboard. You know those ones? But they're like fucking £100. £100. Lads. Anyways, but even a simple thing, I should buy like an air filter cleanser thing, something in the room with all these things. You should build one yourself. Listen, I can't keep solving all my problems with I'll just build it myself. My life right now, every problem, electronic, science, everything has been a disaster of, oh, that's too expensive. I'll just build it myself. And it's evolved to this point of I've bought so many parts to get something working that will cost more than the actual thing. Yeah, no, I have a used... So I have those things. But I don't find them very good. I'll show you. This is what you're on about, lads? 3.3 volts and 5 power. I have those. I don't think they're very good. Excuse me. They're very unstable. Personally, not a big fan. I want something a bit better quality. If you have a hammer, everything is a nail. If you have a 3D printer, you can build everything yourself. Do you know what? Fair, Tom Gunner, fair, Tom Gunner. Welcome in. No, so most of the time it's fine, Mob Farmer. So I recently found some problems with it when I had a bit more intricate circuits. There were issues with that power supply. I think it's nice for like intro level stuff, but furthermore, what is the box holding the purple filament that is currently printing? That is the CFS light. It's basically, so you said you have the Bamboo A1. Do you know the AMS, the 4 spools split? It's the same thing, but it's in a box. And inside it is the silica gel to keep the PLA safe, you know, from the moisture, which is great. And so it's the exact same thing, but it's in a box format, and yeah, sealed. It's to be able to print 4 colors at the same time, up to 4 colors at the same time. You can print your own nails. I know. I have no excuse for building stuff myself with a CNC, two 3D printers now. Soldering station, power supplies. Yeah. Well, really what I would love is a frequency generator and an oscilloscope. Then I would have everything. Forge next. Yeah, oscilloscopes are fucking expensive. Like, proper ones are really expensive. They're like, oh, I see the yeah, bamboo. This was the AMS, so Bambi was in it. Oh my gosh, she tore it up completely. Jesus, look at that. That's the remodeling that she did. The Bambi house, exactly. Well, we have a really big box now from Creality, so we can give her one. Oh, when will I fully acknowledge that Bambi is a menace? I have been telling it left and right, screaming at the top of my lungs that Bambi is a piece of shit. She's a little shit. But all of you guys are like, oh, but she's so cute and she's so fluffy, because you guys don't have to deal with her thumps, her sassiness, her flicks, her thumps, her destroying my furniture, her, ripping up my carpets, her eating her poo and then spitting it out in front of me to clean up. You guys don't have to deal with that. I do. Cost you an arm, a leg, and possibly back. Yeah, oscilloscopes. Good oscilloscopes are expensive. I have no problem admitting that Bambi. There's someone in my Discord DMs claiming to be you, telling me about a channel orchestrator. About a channel orchestrator. I'm interested to understand what a channel orchestrator is, Pizza. But absolutely, we reported that account. So chat, if I'm not mistaken, Pizza, it's underscore tiny toxic tofu underscore that's been impersonating me. If you can, please report them for impersonation. I just did. Just make sure you do the same. To get that account reported. Yeah, that's the user. So you're like the third person to come into the chat today. So please report it. Say that they're impersonating someone else. Take care of yourself, not the brain. I'm curious to know what a channel orchestrator though is. What the hell is that? Oh, okay. I see what it is. All right. Hi, Teddy. Welcome in. Yeah, no, I didn't realize just how expensive oscilloscopes were. We had so many in the lab. We have so many in the lab nowadays. And yeah, they're a huge investment. They're good though. They're good. We have really good ones right now. I really like them. And remember to click the link they send you. Yeah, no, if anyone is being contacted by underscore tiny toxic tofu underscore, please report the account. For what's it called? For impersonation. Because they are. It's one thing to impersonate, it's another that they're using my name for scams and stuff. What was I going to say as well? Yeah, just on top of that, it is a bit sad because I do contact people for Tofu Tech Talk. Speaking of, you know what? I have one person for Tofu Tech Talk, but they're a bit busy at the moment. Let me pull up my old Tofu Tech Talk guest list. Excuse me, I'm going to burp. I'm going to make a new sheet, and this will be people from... Oh, I opened. This will be Instagram people that I contacted. Because I'm going outside of Twitch to get new guests. Okay, okay. Yeah, there's a good few people I need to contact. Wait, we had Dr. Gold already. I haven't clearly updated this. Let me paint that green. Dr. Gold was already on this. Yeah. It is a Demon Core, yes. It's one of my proud OG projects. Even though it's a very simple 3D print design, the electronics and the programming and the 3D design were all me. So, well, and chat. And Artemis, yes. My best friend gave me this Lego like 2 years ago, I think. It was my first Lego set. It was really fun. Oh, absolutely, Conrad. If you know of a Twitch streamer you think that would be great for Tofu Tech Talk, let me know. I will have to check them out personally. I'll stalk them a little bit first, just to see if their vibes are chill. I don't know how else to say it. There has been on occasion that I thought, oh, I don't know if I'll be able to interview. Yeah. Do need to be careful about those kind of things. But I'm happy for suggestions, and I'll check them out in my spare time. There was one guy I've been boldly not messaging yet. Big YouTuber. He'd be great, but... Yeah, the Artemis Lego set is really, really cool, like I said. It was a bit tedious. It was my first Lego set, so it was quite hard. But then the shuttle one was very, very interesting as well. Why do I know that name? I know that name. Yeah, no, I've seen him before here. I didn't realize. That's awesome. I'll check them out. I'll put it on the list. Yeah. Anyone want to give a shout out to... They don't have to be a science communicator. But you guys tell me, is there a Twitch streamer that you know that has a STEM background? Or not even a STEM, but a background in a research in something, and you think, you know what? They'd actually be class to talk to and just interview about their knowledge. If you guys have suggestions like that, please let me know. I know it's many of you, just your kind self there. Kat does maths. She's on my list. I haven't gotten out of my way to contact her yet, but Kat does maths is on my list. She is, yeah. Don Factorial is a math streamer. Awesome. Let me put those down. I have loads of people on this list. I really need to go around contacting them. She says after a scam person went around impersonating her. I think that's why nobody was replying back to me. I think it's, yeah. I think it's because of all the scams going around. Yes, E to the 2 to the I to the pi is on my list as well. I don't know if they're still here. Hi, you are on my list. is it not in black? Why does it go white? I can't see it on the white background. She doesn't stream often. Oh, that's unfortunate. It won't be sus at all, exactly. Fry squared, yeah. Well, Fry squared might be a bit of a reach to ask to be interviewed. Is Nerduino on your list? Nerduino has been on Tofu Tech Talk 2-3 times? At least 2 that I know. Laser engraving machines? Yes, my CNC can do a little bit of laser engraving. But yes, you can buy separate laser engraver. Like Bamboo does laser engraving machines, I think. Maybe Creality does too, actually. Let me see. I only researched their 3D printers. If you don't ask, you don't. You know what? That's true. That's true. If you don't ask, you don't know. Well, that's laser cutting. Yes, sorry, laser cutting. I don't know if laser engraving is the same thing as laser cutting. So this does laser engraving. Yeah, I have a YouTube with a playlist as well on the Science YouTube channel. A whole bunch of Tofu Tech Talk guests in the past. I think the coolest guests are usually not the science communicators, but the ones that are not science communicators and have backgrounds in science, which is really, really cool. But yeah. Awesome. I'll check out Ivan and Dunfactorial. Thank you so much for the recommendations. But yeah, I have a list here, and I have so many people on this list. I need to go check them out. I just need to scout them, you know, properly. Just to make sure, you know, that they're nice. It's great that you recommend them, of course. I trust you to a certain extent, but I need to do my own little research. The vibes mesh. I mean, like, it's okay if we have counter vibes a little bit, or not the exact same, but just a decent human being. That's all. How's the tricorder? Not much today, legal. We just showed it off. We're testing a new 3D printer. It's almost done. I think I know who that is, Mob Farmer. If I'm not mistaken. Yeah, they're a very big streamer, aren't they?
Under the plane.
I see his, do you know the Kerbal Space Program stuff? Oh yeah, I agree, Teddy. I don't think, obviously, don't buy a 3D printer if you can't afford one. Please do not do that. But if you're interested in buying a 3D printer, hands down recommend. It's such a hobby and such a fun time sink, and I don't know. I don't regret it. This is the Creality Spark X i7. I'll make a command and everything for it. So it just got released this year. It's extremely user-friendly, honestly. I know it took me a long time to unpack it, but that was for the memes. But I don't think it's an exaggeration to say this is very classic. This is perfect. Plug and go. Can't say enough how easy and painless all of that was. I complained about the Wi-Fi, but that's because my Wi-Fi password is a pain in the ass. Oh, then Teddy, if affording isn't the issue, absolutely go grab it. Hands down. It's a Creality i7, Spark X i7. Welcome in, Layla. And we named it a duplicator. That's the name of my printer. No, Harold, it's not Harry. His name is Duplicator. Was that password with or without spaces? Oh, what are you asking for, Ad? The printer itself isn't the expense problem. It's all the accessories and filament it leads to. It's a trap. Very fair statement, I would say. Yeah, Jay, why haven't you created tofu dupes in Blender so I can 3D print them? Huh? Huh, Jay? Huh? We have 17 projects to complete. Chop, chop. Here's 28 more. Anyways, thank you for the suggestions for Tofu Tech Talk. I should contact a few people. It does not, Layla. No, it does not. I have a few more people to contact. And we haven't had Tofu Tech Talk, I feel like, at all this year. Oh, we had an Arduino. That's not fair, actually. I'm still waiting for the Tiny Toxic Tofu LLM that I can run at home. I don't know. I don't know if it's going to happen. See how long is left? Almost done. 1 more minute. Let's clean up a little bit. Oh, I suppose we also need to discuss what are we going to do after we finish the 3D print. So, there are 3 options of what I'm feeling today. We'll play Elite Dangerous anyway tomorrow, I think. But there's 3 games that I'm kind of ready to play and try, or in the mood for. What should Tofu play? So if whatever these 3 games are, I'm not going to be pissed off. Elite Dangerous is option number 1. FTL, a round of FTL, or 2 of FTL. And last but not least, Mugenics. So I'll set the poll for 10 minutes. And you guys can decide what we'll play today. We're not spinning the wheel yet. So spin the wheel is for a commitment of a game. I don't know if Elite Dangerous was a commitment game, though. I think we need a bigger commitment game. But that's okay. Elite Dangerous is a good palette cleanser before we make a list of big stories. So we'll put like Mass Effect, Red Dead Redemption, Tomb Raider. We'll put all those games on the list. And we'll have to play those for a long time. Syntopia, yes, I saw it got released. Oh. I saw it got released. There's a few games on Steam that I might buy while they're on sale. I might open it up now actually and buy a few games. All right, we'll just let it cool down. I'm just going to open my Steam. And I am going to go to my wish list. Here we go. So on my wish list, we have Airborne Empire. 50% sale. I think that has to be added. Let me go into an overlay that you guys can see everything that I'm doing with Steam. Here we go. While it's cooling down. Airborne Empire. Let me remember. I forget what it was. What was this game again? Am I still interested in this game is the question. This really reminds me of Flotsam, but in the air. Yeah, I remember this game. I'm adding it to the list. 50% sale. It's a steal. A steal, I tell you. So we're just going to keep going through the sales. 15% off Cairn. I'm cheap. That's not good enough. 15% off Syntopia. Oh, I really want to play this. Look at this trailer. This is so good.
Congratulations! You were selected to be Hell Incorporated's new administrator. You and your team will have to knock the 7 deadly sins right out of the souls that come your way. Now, you're probably wondering, how does it work? What should I do? Don't you worry. No one really knows. That's the secret of a good administration.
Hell comes. A menacing doctor. So you're running hell. Doc! Harnessing human souls in hell for power. Sounds like an amazing thermodynamic
Et voila! The
way of
fabled
powering.
Liber Administratum. The all-powerful book of administration magic. It's yours to wield now.
Chat, look away. Look away, chat. I didn't press the button, it's fine. Wait, did I add it to my... I think I pressed it. Maybe it's today. Whiskerwood is on 35%, but it's early access. Because I own so many games, I'm not buying early access games. There's no need, you know? These games are just on my list of just to enjoy. Oh, 40% off is good. How do I not be afraid of physics? Well, Rez, if you look at it, there's only 50% chance that it's going to be there when you observe it. So take those chances. I don't know if that helps. $34% off blueprints. Do I want blueprints is the question. Is that something I am interested into committing and trying? What do we think? Where's Frizerp to make me take it? Blueprints is hell on time, just saying. 35% for Lens Island. I don't remember this game. What is this? 30% off is significant enough. Yeah, no point. Just because 30%, yeah. 20% off Extinction Day. That came out recently. It did look a lot of fun. Ooh, 45% off Invincible, though. So basically, I'm blindly buying anything on 50% or higher on my wish list. Oh God, why did I put this on my wish list? This sounds like everything I'm terrified of. Buy Frostpunk and the Invincible. Why? Is this 11-Bit Studios? Oh, it is 11-Bit Studios. Oh, cool. I have too many games. What I want to search up, though, is Frostpunk... Lava? No. Wasn't there a new DLC coming out or something? Oh, 186. I already added it. Yeah. Can't wait for this.
Making the game look better. We are making the world more engaging. The new engine allows us to add all sorts of because in this city, survival is only possible when we stand together.
Blueprints is awesome in my opinion, but if you're the must do 100% everything, oh no, I'm okay. I'm not one of those people. God no. That sounded like I was insulting people there. Ooh, Mugenics is in the lead at the moment. You guys want to see some Mugenics action? I've only played it on the Steam Deck, so yeah. Oh my God, I played 5 hours of it. I only downloaded it yesterday, and I was still finishing Pokemon yesterday. Okay, Jesus, I have a problem. I have an issue. All right. God, it's so finicky. I'm so scared to break it, you know? Tofu, the scraper! Oh, yeah! Oh, no, it's okay. I thought I broke a leg. You're right. They actually gave me a scraper. But I'm stubborn. Ow! Jesus, that magnet is strong. God damn. It's my pig octopus! Kind of looks like a pig. That's Dave. Is that Dave? Octopig. Oh, the filament looks beautiful. Look at that. Pink from the butt, purple from the front. Pink from the butt, purple from the front. I didn't mean it to be on my middle finger. This was just a coincidence. Whee! Whee! I'll take it. His name is Dave. Long live Dave. What type of games do you like? Someone asked me that recently, actually at my wedding, and I didn't know how to answer that. I play so many different games. When I say I'm a variety streamer, I'm truly a variety streamer. Not only because of that, because I do more than just play games as well. So yeah. I play story, RPG, simulator, city builder, horror, clearly lately a lot of roguelike, even though I hate roguelike. A lot of Nintendo classics lately. What else? Ah! Everything's fine. Actually, let's not call him Dave. I have a name for him. Let's call him Hal. Maybe we should save Hal for a better moment of a name, but I'm feeling Hal. He looks like a Hal, doesn't he? I'm sorry, Dave. I can't do that. What do you think? Kind of looks like a Hal, doesn't he? No, so not Guild Wars 2 or Warframe. I don't think they're the type of games I would enjoy, yeah. Well, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that I would enjoy it. I'll take it back. Maybe I will. Oh, I have white tack here. Stick them on. The better question is what games you don't play. Okay, that's a fair statement. I don't play online games, pretty much. After League of Legends, I have after being a MOBA competitive player, I have left the realm and I refuse to go back to it. What else do I not play? Don't play card games. Hearthstone was the last game. You can all call him Cassidon. You know what? After saying League, yes, I don't play sports management games. That is true. I don't play any management game, right? Exciting energy system. Heard some good stuff about sodium batteries. Yeah, I'm hopeful. But nothing really, actually. Ocelot, the truth is I'm really... depressed is a strong word, but I'm not optimistic about most energy systems. I think nothing is going to... There's nothing good out there. Nothing amazing out there. Even the stuff that I research is not amazing. There he is. He's going to sit on our mic. Hello, Hal. Yeah, like, what is oxygen not included? I think that's a sim management. It's not a city builder, really. So I guess it's, yeah, it's a management game, yeah. Yeah, it depends what we refer to as a management game. Those sim-like cities and survival city games are hard to kind of categorize properly. Base builder, yeah, I guess, yeah. For example, what is Frostpunk? What would you call Frostpunk? I think it's resource management. So it's kind of like a resource management system. It's a mix. Yeah, most of these games are mixes of weird realms, I would say. You know? Isn't that right, Hal? Oh, Hal, don't fall over. I pulled his hair a bit too tight. Poor guy. Well, the sponsors section of the stream is over in the sense that we did everything and anything with Creality. I really am so thankful that they sent me a printer. I will plan to do... there's more stuff we're going to do, obviously, with the 3D printer immediately. We're going to design a new Mac system. So that's going to be the most important aspect of it. But the reality of it is, as you guys know, I'm going to use this 3D printer for all of summer because we have so many projects, so many things to build, so little time. We have to take over the world. We have to rebuild the world, and then we have to make sure and ensure that we remain the glorious ruler of this new world that we build. So we need a lot of 3D printers for that to happen. We need to get cracking. Thanks, Creality, for giving us the first step opportunity to do so. I'm going to go pee. I'm going to... The tricord is a bit different. That's really hard to do. I'm going to try and do that in Fusion. That's going to be my first Fusion project. Anyways, where was I? Satisfactory is fun. Yes, I think I own Satisfactory. I should play it. I'm going to go pee. I'm going to make myself another limoncello cocktail. And when we come back, I'm going to play Mugenics. I think it'll be nice to show you some Mugenics. Because I didn't realize I spent 5 hours streaming already. Obviously, we really appreciate a bit of fun banter and chat. It was a really weird stream today. I don't usually talk so much. How should I say it? It was an unusual, unplanned talking session of the stream. I didn't realize the 3D printer would take up so much time. But yeah. Moogenics, Meogenics, yes. So to YouTube, we say goodbye. If you guys want to check out, I will be streaming the video game on Twitch, but because I'm streaming on my science YouTube, the science section is over, so we're saying goodbye. But yeah, if anyone wants to hang out in Twitch, that would be great. So yeah, we did reach first level of partner on YouTube. So close to second level. I only need to reach 1/3 of the VOD hours I already have in the next 3 months. The reason I say in the next 3 months is this is the only time I have to dedicate my time to YouTube properly. Because after that, September starts. It's back to school, back to teaching kids not to do drugs, but only create drugs. That's a joke because a lot of our students are pharmaceutical students. That was a joke. That's it. Okay, I'm going to go for a pee break. I'll be right back. And minus 23.27. Our Norton impedance becomes 24.9 ohms and minus 100.